Glitches in games tend to be frustrating. After all, what's more frustrating than buying an unfinished, broken product? But honestly, if they don't break the game or impede your progress, sometimes it can make a boring gameplay session turn into one of the funniest things you've ever seen. Hey guys, Arcade Cloud here, and today we're counting down our top 15 funniest video game glitches. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. It's free, you know? Make sure to comment down below and let us know what we missed on this list and what some of your favorite glitches throughout the years have been. And hey, if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with some friends. That's also free. Starting us off today at number 15 is Assassin's Creed Syndicate with the invisible horse and carriage glitch. While the camera is a bit shaky in this one because of how broken the game has become, this glitch is still pretty funny. It looks like the guy's character has gotten stuck in the animation you'd be in if you were riding a horse carriage, but he's not actually in one. I don't know what it is about people driving invisible cars, but I can tell you that I've made plenty of cars in Garry's Mod invisible for laughs in the past. You would think that with newer games and their newer technologies, glitches like this wouldn't happen as often, but actually I've found that's not the case. AAA games are getting glitchier and glitchier over the years from what I've seen, and while this isn't the funniest thing on the list, it's still enough of a broken mess that it deserves the number 15 spot. At number 14, we have a classic funny glitch, the GTA 4 Magic Swing Set. Either on purpose or by a physics bug, driving a car or walking into this particular swing set in Liberty City will send you flying, often completely across the map. It's definitely unexpected for those who don't know about the glitch, but this is a really well documented one, as it's been circulating forums and gaming communities online since it was discovered years ago. It is pretty absurd, but again, it's really only scratching the surface of comedic game errors. Coming in at number 13 is something in Minecraft that was overlooked during development, the ability to make a cat fountain. It was patched pretty quickly, as the development team behind Minecraft tend to release patches to fix bugs very often after releasing any new features or mobs, but this one was particularly funny. Cats and dogs teleport to your location if they're far enough away from you, including vertically. If you turn flying on, or if you're in creative mode and you make a really tall one-block tower, you can stand near it and cats will teleport to you and fall off again. While dogs take fall damage, cats don't, as, you know, they tend to always land on their feet, so that meant you could just stand there and the cats would keep teleporting to the top of the tower over and over again, getting pushed off by the other cats, making what we know now as the cat fountain. It's just good fun, really. We are at number 12 now with a much older glitch phenomenon, cartridge tilting. Cartridges in older consoles relied on having metal pins come in contact with other metal pins to transfer data between the game and the console. So when you fumbled or tilted the cartridge while the game was playing, sometimes you'd lose crucial data that needed to be relayed to the console, resulting in these interesting glitches, to say the least. While this hilarity mostly ensued in 3D games like the ones on the Nintendo 64, cartridge tilting works on all cartridge-based consoles, resulting in glitches from crashing or freezing to the more rare and hilarious animation errors and sprite corruption. You can't patch a cartridge, so these glitches are preserved for anybody who has the original hardware. While it can be easier to get these glitches to occur through emulation, you can still experience these 100% authentically today if you're interested in buying an old 64 and using good old trial and error. Coming in at number 11 today is the classic TF2 meme, the Spy Crab. This aptly named animation exploit makes the spy walk very much like a crab would if they had two legs and a French accent. Valve still hasn't patched this because of its notoriety, and because it's just funny and doesn't break the game in any way. To achieve it, crouch down using the disguise kit and look up. Now walk. It's pretty easy to pull off, and it never ceases to make everyone laugh. Just be careful you don't get torched alive by a pyro while crab walking. You're pretty defenseless when you're not looking in front of you. At number 10 today, we have another Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption. Sometimes horse buggies will glitch out and bounce up and down. This physics error makes it look like the carriage has some of those cool hydraulics you'd put on a lowrider. Only problem is that trying to ride any of these lowriders will get you bucked off, and probably killed when you land. Let's see if Rockstar has a bit of a sense of humor about this glitch and adds some sort of nod to it in the new Red Dead game coming out. It wouldn't surprise us, Rockstar tends to be pretty self-aware about stuff like this. And at number 9, we've got another Assassin's Creed game, this time Unity. Sometimes your in-game character will lose their face textures and oh jeez, ew, Lord have mercy on this poor man. Sometimes your in-game character will lose their face textures and you'll just be left an ungodly monstrosity of just teeth and eyes. This one is one of the more creepy glitches, but it does make cutscenes pretty hilarious. The only way this could be any funnier is if the teeth popped out of your skull and started walking around biting people like those wind-up teeth toys. At number 8 we have Fallout New Vegas. At the beginning of the game, when you're creating your character after being revived by a doctor named Doc Mitchell, something peculiar can happen. Doc's head spins. Not in your typical Exorcist fashion, so he looks behind himself and back again. No, his head rotates on his neck. It's like it's not connected to the rest of his body. On the surface level, it's unsettling, but it's also pretty hilarious, especially if this is your first introduction to the game. He also gets up and walks around in weird floaty ways, so this is a good overall animation corruption. Definitely one of the funnier ones on this list, which is why it comes in at number 8. Continuing on to number 7, we've got the NBA 2K face scanning glitches. It doesn't matter what game, NBA 2K15 or onwards, this new feature of being able to scan your face into the game and have it rendered onto a character on the court has always been not ideal. If you have a lot of facial hair or if the lighting is too intense or too dark for the camera to read your face properly, you end up getting some pretty inaccurate results. Keep working on this one, 2K. Keep working. And at number 6 today we have FIFA. Yeah, just FIFA. The whole franchise. It's like a glitch heaven every single year. While FIFA is generally known across the gaming community to be one of the more celebrated soccer game franchises out there, it's still not without its fair share of hilarious animation errors. Take, for instance, the limbless giant goalie, or the too hot for TV goal celebrations, or the hideous leg amalgamations the players can turn into. For people who love laughing at broken games, this series is a treat time and time again. But if you're the kind of person who takes sports video games very seriously, no matter what team you're rooting for, you're probably rooting that these animation bugs don't break the immersion factor for you. Imagine watching the World Cup on TV and seeing stuff like this happen. Is EA pulling the curtain back on the true nature of televised sports? Are they all unearthly creatures pretending to be humans? With that kind of endurance, I guess it makes sense. Somebody better call James Cameron. I think another 3 Avatar movies absolutely need to be made about alien soccer. Okay, I'll stop. Moving on. Number 5 has got to be Skyrim's You Didn't See Anything basket exploit. The way this game handles stealing is that the shopkeepers need to physically witness your in-game character steal the item. If they're looking away or can't see at all, you can just steal whatever you want. Fortunately, I don't think Bethesda accounted for the fact that you can just place a basket over the shopkeepers' heads and steal everything right out from under their noses. Literally. They don't even brush them off, they're just content to have a conversation with you while you steal everything in sight. Well, out of sight for them, I guess. At number 4, we have one that's been circulating YouTube thumbnails for years. the Battlefield 3 Worm Soldier glitch. During the launch of DICE's groundbreaking and game-breaking new entry into the Battlefield series, some players noticed some out-of-place animations for their fellow soldiers. Like, really out of place. Ugh, what is that? Get it off the screen. Jeez, no wonder this got an M rating. Looking like something spawned from a Netflix and chill session between a human and a Dead Space necromorph, these disgusting worm soldiers plagued the launch of this fairly buggy game for a while before being patched. And at number 3 today, the beginning of our top 3, we have EA UFC. The whole game. Man, this game came preloaded with lots of glitches. It's almost unplayable. At times, sending players flying when they weren't hit, trapping them outside the ring, and most importantly, making people laugh. How are you supposed to be competitive when you can't even breathe because of how stupid the game looks? One of the funnier parts is they advertise this game to be hyper-realistic. Yeah, it sure feels like the fighters are really pressing their feet into the mat. What for? In preparation to launch themselves into space, of course. What a broken mess, but a good meme of a game at the same time. At number 2, just under the top dog of glitches, we have the infamous Heavy Rain Endless Sean or Jason glitches. During cutscenes or during gameplay,
Trisket, go toppingless.
Paul, what are you doing?
when you're not supposed to, you can trigger the main character, Ethan, to yell out for his kids, Sean and Jason. This hilarious mishap in the code made for some laughs that could be heard around the globe, as these gameplay videos of the glitch made their way across the internet. It completely ruins the miserable tone of the end cutscene, and makes it one of the funnier moments in gaming history instead. Yelling Sean at inappropriate times could be an excellent addition to a cosplay of Ethan, in case any cosplayers out there wanted to take a crack at that. Imagine walking around a convention yelling Jason. I think you'd get a few laughs. Man, I should do that. That's a pretty good idea, actually. And finally, at number 1, we have Skate 3, the whole game. The cause of many funny gaming montages all over YouTube, Skate 3 has been the cornerstone of glitch hilarity for many, many years. Releasing back on the Xbox 360 as As an exclusive, this game is hard to come by nowadays, unfortunately. I really want to play it to see the glitchiness firsthand, but there's no PC version. It's a shame because with these physics glitches, it managed to make a mediocre Tony Hawk's Pro Skater ripoff into a legendary success. This game is a cult hit for its drop-dead funny comedic timing. There's just something about the way the characters get hurt in this game that has me rolling pretty much every time I watch a compilation video on it. It's a shame there's no Skate 4 yet. EA was supposedly announcing it during this year's E3 conference, but it didn't happen to many fans' disappointment, mine included. Come on, EA. We know how good you are at releasing glitchy games, why not just not try it all and just release the game anyway? Wait, then it might actually end up working in reverse. We might get a finished game for once. Actually, scratch that, EA. Give it your all. I want to go to space with my skateboard. Spaceboard? And there you have it, our list of the top